all twin flames, really truly all twin flames can come together. I know you've probably read in some Facebook groups or other forums, no, not all twin flames make it together in this life. No, maybe the masculine chooses not to evolve, or whatever that BS is. You probably have read it before. However, I tell you, all twin flames can come together as long as both are, of course, still alive. If one of you, most likely then the other person, since you're watching this, has passed, I do have a video for you in the Twin Flame 101 playlist. Also, you can check out my Death series playlist, because even then you can attract their energy back into your life. Even that is possible. So why can all twin flames come together? Because your person has no free will. Why not? Because the universe already created everything. Time is an illusion. You may have heard that before. That would mean that everything already is fixed, right? It already is strictly determined. That is somewhat true, but then it is not, because the universe already created every different outcome. You know, like a computer game where you can walk from A to B, everything already has been created in that. If you want to understand that better, please check out my videos about timelines. You will find it in the manifesting playlist, or most likely also a link in the description box below, or maybe even in the comments. So if the universe already created every different outcome, then all different versions exist. And I always use as an example, imagine you want to apply somewhere for a job. Version A of you gets the job, version B doesn't. So the universe split, already had been split because it's already finished. Two different scenarios. You get the job, you don't get the job. You cannot consciously experience both of those scenarios. Your soul experiences all of those scenarios, and now I believe that reincarnation is actually that we go through all of the lifetimes. But consciously, you either get the job or you don't. Which one? It depends on your assumptions. Not have a thought a little bit positive or negative right now, but what is deeper? What is your assumptions? It is easy for me to get a job, I always get the best job, or I'm always rejected, it's hard to get a job. That will determine which experience you make consciously. But you already exist twice, right? With and without job. And that of course happened many times because there have many decisions in your life or many scenarios that could have gone either way. And all of those have been created. That is not just for you, but your person also has been created multiple times. Infinite times, to be precise. Some of those timelines you never met. Some of those timelines you met and he just really doesn't want to, or they, it could be a she, they really don't want to. And other timelines, they want you, but they never speak up. Then there's some, they will speak up, but it takes, I don't know, 20 years. Then there's another one in 15 years and so on. And then there's one timeline where they are almost ready. Each of those versions of them has free will. I always say it's like radio channels. They have free will what genre and what songs they play. But they don't have free will what channel you listen to. You can always tune into another channel. And that is the same when you want to manifest. Every version of your person has free will. But they have no free will about which version you get. You get the one that matches your assumptions. Your assumptions about yourself. Am I the one who is always loved, or am I the one who has been rejected a lot? If it's the latter, well, that is your program that needs to be reprogrammed, and you can do that. For example, with Ho'oponopono or the revision technique. Then, of course, your assumptions about love, relationship, or men and women get mirrored back to you. It's your assumption. So if you have the assumption, for example, love hurts, that assumption is getting mirrored back to you. That is what you order to the universe because it is still active. Love hurts. The universe hears, are you the one who wants to make the experience love hurts? Sure. And at the same time, your ego, that is your bodyguard, wants to protect you from that evil love and will keep that person away from you as long as your program is active. So they cannot possibly choose you if your program is active. You have to reprogram that. Then, of course, they mirror back your self-love. Do I love myself and treat myself accordingly, or do I always put myself behind and others in front of me? Then you're showing the universe, I don't deserve to be treated well. I'm not priority. I don't even take care of myself. And that is what's getting mirrored back to you. You won't be prioritized by your person. You won't be treated with respect until you learn to show the universe, I do deserve to be loved. Look, I do it myself. I treat myself well. I treat myself accordingly. And of course, it's not about egoism. We still help others, especially in situations of need. But if it's not an emergency, if your cup is empty, it's your job to fill your cup first. And then, of course, the universe also mirrors back your assumptions about them. If you see them as not ready, that's the timeline you get where they're not ready. And you won't ever get to the timeline where they are ready if you constantly tell the universe they're not ready, and then you talk to friends about it. Okay, they're not ready, they're ghosting me, and then you go to Facebook groups and vent even more. All of that is the order to the universe, they're not ready, please keep them away. You won't ever get to the timeline where they're ready as long as this is still running, as long as you constantly repeat what you don't want, because the universe doesn't know what you want or don't want. It thinks you automatically want everything you focus on. The same is with scenarios. Let's say there is scenarios where you cannot get together because you're from different cultures, different continents, and let's say families don't accept the other person. Then every version of those family members are created as well, and also the versions who ultimately realize they just want their child to be happy. Maybe you're very far from that version right now because you think, okay, they can never change, but they can, because the universe already created every version. So you first have to start them as they like me. They want to see their child happy. They know that their child is happiest with me and they're happy for us. That is your job to program that in your subconscious mind, either by affirming, visualizing, scripting. Method is up to you. Also, I would do Ho'oponopono to remove that program, to forgive yourself for having that program that may make it easier to change that program. Or let's say the circumstance is they live very far away. Does that mean that they cannot ever move to your place or you're to theirs? No. It just means that it is not right now because you're still focused on a problem. And it's not your job to find a solution. Your job is to be clear on what you want. You want to live together. Affirm we are living together. And what place? Theirs or yours? See yourself already there or them with you. Create that happy life. Again, could be affirming, could be visualizing. But your subconscious mind that cannot differentiate between what is true and what is not will in that moment believe, oh, they're living with us and we are accepted by family. Okay, great. And if that turned into your dominant belief because of plenty of repetition, then the universe will be able to mirror that back to you. Not just will be able, must mirror that back to you. So as soon as you can imagine something, and by imagine I don't, again, oh, I can't imagine his family ever treating me well. Well, you can say, I would love that his family treats me well, right? So you can somehow imagine to be treated well by those people, even though you maybe cannot picture it, but you can affirm it. They treat me well. As soon as that is possible, it is possible for you to manifest, which means union is possible for all twin flames because that union timeline already exists. Already say it is, imagine like physical, like real cities. Just because you are in Texas right now, and Texas would be separation, that doesn't mean that you cannot go to New York when we say New York would be union. You're just not there yet. But can you get there? Yeah, because New York exists. And even if you accidentally drive to LA because you took too many wrong turns, because you focused on the negative stuff, so you keep getting, I don't know, it's not further away than Texas, but you're not getting any closer or not much closer to New York. Even if you are in LA, New York still exists, right? It doesn't matter where you go. Even if you move to another continent, New York still exists, right? Which means your timeline where you are happy with that person still exists. And your soul only gives you desires that can be fulfilled. Maybe in the past you have experienced falling out of love with someone. That timeline where you're happy with that person still exists. But then you've just moved too far away from that yeah, your higher part doesn't want it anymore, or your higher part thought like, okay, we're stuck with this person, and then you fall out of love. So as long as you still have feelings, your higher part knows it is still possible. Again, your higher part would know it is always possible, but would think like, no, her conscious mind, now I give up. But as long as you desire it, you can get there, okay? So you can have your union. Don't wait for your person to wake up. You have to create them being awakened. How? By already seeing them like that in your inner mind, in your affirmations, in your inner dialogues. You cannot see them as not ready when you want to experience them as ready. So your person has no free will. Just like the radio channels. They all get to decide what songs they play, but you choose the channel. So this version of them may reject you, but once you work on yourself, you always shift timelines, always, all the time. It is nothing that is like a rare scenario. All the time, okay? So as soon as you shift your focus, your assumptions about yourself, love and relationship in general, the other gender in general, or your preferred gender in general, and them specifically, once you have reprogrammed that, you always get the timeline that matches your programs. Always. So see them as ready, and that's what you get. Okay? And in that timeline, they chose you, and they are ready, because that timeline already exists. And it's only up to you to go there. It's not up to your person. They're already waiting for you. The ready version is waiting for you in that timeline. So your job to get there. Okay? I hope this helped. And check out my entire Twin Flame 101 playlist, because I answer probably every question you could have about twin flames in there. There's a lot of free coaching that has helped many people already. So check that out. If you need extra help, you can contact me for coaching. Also, you can check out my subliminals and affirmations tracks to reprogram your self-concept to be ready to shift to that timeline, okay? Well, I do see you there on personal coaching. Until then, I do wish you all the best now. Bye-bye. If you want to book your own custom-made affirmation or subliminal, you will find my contact information in the description box below.